all right. Let us talk Comicfury. I thought I'd do something like this about the current hosts that exist out there before I move on to excuse me. Move on to different comics. I'm sorry about this. I would have had this done sooner, but I ended up having to do some work on my car. So yeah, that took up some time, and had a day with the nieces. Cherish your time with your family, folks. Cherish your time with your family. Alright, so Comicfury. This is one of the few remaining hosts out there that actually do a good job hosting content that isn't as massive as Tapas, Webtoon, or any of the other big guys out there. If you're in the business of making a comic and you don't want to, or you are unable to get a site for yourself, you can join up for Comicfury with the low price of $3.95. Comicfury is about 13 years old now, so that'd be like what? Yeah, I honestly can't brain right now. So I apologize about that. But Comicfury is a purely, I guess you could say, community-funded project. It is how do I put this? Okay, I'm gonna word it like this. It's for the community, by the community. The community itself, readers, artists, and people in between, support Comicfury and allow it to operate in the way that it does. At one point, it used to allow for advertisements, but that's gone a long time ago. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, they are better for it. I believe it still does allow authors to host that type of stuff on their own specific webpage, but don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. But as you can see, here is the main webpage for Comicfury. As you log in and create an account, you're introduced to this front page. It's simple. On the left-hand side, he has a breakdown of any recent threads that's on the forum, site news, link to the Patreon. If you like Comicfury and you really appreciate what they do, I suggest you go slide them a couple of bucks to Patreon and show them the love, and that'll allow things like this to keep on going and keep existing, lest it turn into another Smack Jeeves situation, and we don't need another one of those. Especially in a place where not everyone, can get their hands on an experienced web developer to create a website for them. So, comic hosts like this is the next best and often the most economical thing for certain creators out there in the world. So, as you can see, here's the original webpage. You got your tabs, you got your recently updated, you got your popular now. I genuinely like this because it gives you a full spectrum of what the people are interested in currently reading in at this current point in time. So that's what's good about this, and I always have a soft spot for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon comics. I've always had a soft spot for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's just a palate cleanser from the mainline series, and you can just sit back, relax, and just enjoy it for what it is. You have your overall popularity, and guess what? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, like I said. Unfortunately, I have yet to see anything happening with Victory Fire lately, so that's something I'll do at another point in time. These are the ones that I'm currently subscribed to, and this is a random selection of comics that will change every time you pop into this little section. As creators come in and they establish a comic, it'll basically take them to this page where they will just follow the directions on the list, and it will give them a option of a host name for the site, and from there they are allowed to customize the site in any shape, way, or form with multiple layouts. And from there, they can just have at it and create it in any way they want. I have a couple of examples of some comics hosted on Comicfury and the page layouts. And this shows you how the websites actually work when you put it together. These are some updates. I do apologize about some of the violence. Some of these are, they can be kind of graphic, you know, but doesn't mean it's bad. This is one of the longer one-runs that I have read. I found it on Smack G's, and that's Shinka the Last Eevee. It's gone through a reboot/rewrite, and this is the current updated version. And this is another example of the ability to customize the site in any way you see fit once you get your hands on it. This is another longer running comic that I will be talking at another point in time. This particular artist does streams, and they actually have links, and not a lot of these artists will have links out to other content, but this particular person has partnered and shares links. That's Wakiri. Well, yeah, that's something to add to the list. Maybe read that another time. But as you can clearly see, it's gotten to such a point where it takes a lot of the guesswork out of putting together a website for yourself, and all you have to do is worry about writing and drawing your comic if you're doing both. And that's what makes this a godsend, honestly. In a world of perpetual large things just coming together and taking over, this type of thing is really, really great for smaller creators to come in. And basically establish themselves and, you know, create a space for themselves, one that is a part of a fairly large community. And here is your introduction to the forums. As you can clearly see, it's been pretty active lately, but much like a lot of the other communities out there, this one, I would have to say, it's a bit more welcoming and open, because you could go in, ask for advice. Even a simple hello will get you some replies. This is something that I posted 8 days ago. And people came aboard to welcome me with open arms. As you can see, posting still going on, and it's still going. Simple, clean, to the point. Now, I know you were probably expecting some sort of really in-depth analysis to it, but there genuinely isn't much to it outside of what you see right here. It's so simple, it's honest, and you jump right in and you just go for it. And at that point, all you have to do is make connections, link up with other people, and basically network to get, you know, your comic out there and draw people in. And that's pretty much it. So I am going to leave it at that, and this is a relatively very short one, but peace out, namaste, and have a good night, or good day, or evening. I don't know, time is weird. So peace out, lovely people, And you've probably seen some interesting comics while I was going through this. They're up there for you to read, and without a doubt, you'll probably enjoy them as much as I do. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Peace out. Y'all have a good one.